Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's early. I know, but what am I supposed to do? I mean, oh, give me a second. Sorry about that. I was doing a skit until my sister actually called. Anyways, greetings, creatures and humans alike. I am MagiQDog, and tonight we are going to be reacting to One Piece Chapter 1098. Now, I know some of you guys are asking, what is he doing making this stream early? Well, I thought we were going to have like a bit of a power outage tonight because something's going on in town or something. Ah, crap. Anyways, yeah, it turns out, no, there ain't going to be a power outage, at least not in my area. So I'm like, ah, man. Oh, well, let's go on ahead and get this party started, shall we? Alright, let's go on ahead and start this reaction. So, grabbing my phone and see about it. Alright, chapter 1098, Bonnie is Born. Let's see, for the cover story, looks like we got a request of Brooke, and it seems that he's rock and rolling with a giant electric eel behind him. They're in a solo act. I also see some words back there. Wait, R-O-C. That says rock. Now that could just mean that he's doing rock and roll, or that could have something. You know what? I'm reading into this too much. I mean, this is just a cover page request. I don't know. Oda sometimes like to throw in some curveballs here and there. Anyways, let's go with page 1. Uh-oh. So, at the Revolutionary Army's headquarters, which was Baltigo, it's pretty much chaotic right now. We have announcers being like, all reinforcements in South Blue. The rebellion in Toomey has lost the advantage. We need more reinforcements, but we can't. We have too many injured that came from the Goa Kingdom. We did see Yvonne, with him being in a different background. Looks like he's behind some kind of large tower. And he's pretty much having his soldiers being like, Yvonne! No. I bad, that's Kuma saying, Yvonne, I'll go. But Kuma's like, wait, what? You can't! You've been doing too much! Ever since what happened last time! We didn't see Kuma. And I believe it's that it's that Toomey. The Kingdom of Toomey. Which, kind of gives me like a London kind of vibe. Anyways, He's pretty much charging into battle. And we see armed forces being like, whoa, who is this guy? What's he doing here? Where'd he come from? We then see him remembering Chini, and with him being told that Chini was taken. And we see Kuma's face just being absolutely pissed off. And it looks like in a flashback, Dragon is talking to him, and Dragon's like, yes, a celestial dragon has had their sights on her, and she's been taken. On the page 2. Okay, so we have Kuma just keep hearing about what happened, as he's been informed that she's been taken away by the world government ship to be a wife of a celestial dragon. God dang, she cannot catch a break, can she? And she's a good one too, oh no! Anyways, we did see a scene of people cheering as one of the towers of the Tumi Kingdom is just obliterated, and people are celebrating like, we won! Finally! The 3-year-long battle has finally ended, and it's all thanks to the Revolutionary Army! We see a transponder snail just crying and stuff, where one of the guys is like, they just came out of nowhere, and they obliterated our squad! We also see a Navy soldier wiretapping and stuff, being like, it's the Revolutionary Army again. We see a flag where the people are shouting, the Revolutionary Army! The true hero of the people! Yeah! Let's see. We see Kuma leaving the battlefield, being as he's talking to Dragon, being like, hey, it's me. We hear more people saying, I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry! All the while this is happening, Kuma gets on the ship while telling Dragon like, hey, I'm gonna take the ship home and west. Alright? Okay. Bye. But yeah, poor Kuma. Page 3! Oh no. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to... Let me see if I can't find a better one. There we go, this is a lot better. Hang on. My sister called again. Okay, it's gonna be like that throughout all of them, huh? It's fine. Give me just a second, guys. I'm gonna finish off reading this. Okay, so we have a ship that is sailing through and sailing through to some kind of island, and the narrator is like roughly 2 years after. Commander Officer Cheney was a tuckin she's a tuckin was taken away as the wife of a celestial dragon. We see. We hear Cheney talking to baby Bunny, being like, "We made it, Bunny. Shh, shh." We didn't see over at Portugal where one of the soldiers like, "Cheney just contacted us." What? We didn't see Yvonne, Kuma, and Dragon listening to a transponder snail where Cheney is talking to them, being like, "Hey, Kumashi, I made it back down here on Earth." While the others are like, "Cheney." We didn't see her transponder snail being like, "Looks like I got sick, so they didn't need me anymore. Ain't I lucky?" We should see Kuma being like, "Sick? I wanted to see everyone, but I'm afraid this is going to be my farewell message." And you should see Yvonne and Dragon be like, "What?" And Kuma is just upset about this, being like, "What are you talking about? Where are you at right now? I'm on my way. Just hang on." On the next page. Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but we see Cheney talking and stuff, and she's like, "I'm sorry, Kumachi. I'm pretty much dead already." And everyone's like, "What? No!" If it makes you happy that... It does make me happy that you wanted to see me, but please don't come over here. We did see Kuma just started bolting it out to try to get outside. All the while, Cheney is continuing telling the others like, "Big bro dragon, please take care of Kumashi for me." Let's see. As they realize that Kuma is moving, he's pretty much pushing everyone, being like, "Move out of the way." Let's see. She has nowhere to return to but with us. And he just books out of there using his paw powers. As Genie's like, "And Kumashi, I love you forever and ever." Clack chop. There. No. Let's see. Looks like we're back over to the Sorbet Kingdom, where everyone's seeing Kuma being like, "Kuma, looks like you made it back here." But he's like, "Where's Genie?" Anyways, on to the next page. Oh, man. Okay, so the church is being sown, and the people are like, "Well, she's here, but her face and whole body has turned blue from being exposed to the light, and her skin is like rock." As Kuma steps inside and see Chini pretty much already gone. As he sees her body, he just starts remembering everything about her. From them eating, to her crying, and to her asking Kuma to get married. He picks up her body as as he's asking, "What has happened to you? For the sake of this child survive." No, no, no. Wait, never mind. Crap. Let's see. Um. Oh yeah. I don't think it's Kuma asking this, but one of the other people's like, "I wonder what has happened to her. And for the sake of this child's survival." Some of the old people start crying, being like, "She crossed the sunlit ocean with this little life and made it here." All the while, baby Bonnie is crying. So, is Bonnie like a celestial dragon then? That's the only thing I can assume. Anyways, on to the next page. Anyways, Kuma, while crying, looks down to see Bonnie, who's also crying. And he is holding her in front of the cross. And he's like, "Don't worry, Genie. I'll raise this child. That way she can grow up big and strong, just like you." We see that he made a grave for her. Well, sometime later, the church is just up in the fizzy as Kuma's just trying to feed baby Bonnie. All the while, the elderly people are like, "You're not doing it right. You gotta hold the milk better. She doesn't look comfortable. Here, let me do it. She is so cute. She should be sleeping on a bed or something. You can easily crush her with that big body. What's going on here?" Old people. Anyways, next page. Okay, so he was able to feed her right and stuff, and as he's feeding her the bottle of milk, he's like, "Oh, look at you. You're gonna be eating just as much as Sheenie." And this makes him remember Sheenie, and she's like, "Not enough food," which makes him tear up a bit. Flash forward to some years. Um, Sheenie's now standing up, calling him daddy, which makes him sob. All the older people are just happy to see her finally standing up in a cute dress. We did see Kuma feeding Bonnie a bunch of food. Let's see. And then he has to leave her to go off to war, as we see him firing an Ursa shock during a battle. On to the next page. Uh-oh. So, we see more scenes flashing forward and stuff. We see Kuma giving Bonnie a bath. Then we see him battling at another uh, revolution. We did see him back where he's sleeping. Let's see. Looks like he's just sleeping at some bed. We did see Kuma training Sabo back when he was a kid. However, now over to a certain moment, we see that the church is being knocked on, and the old people are being like, "Kuma, what are you doing? Why are all the windows barricaded?" As we see Kuma just getting everything boarded up. We see that he's bloody and stuff as he's telling everyone, "Close the gate." Uh-oh. Next page. Oh no. Okay, so I thought there was going to be a battle going on, but that's not it. He lifts up Bonnie's hair as he tells everyone to look under her eye, and it looks like she's developing a blue rock. Basically, the same kind of symptom that Chini had, and everyone's freaking out like, oh no, she's got what she's got! We'll go get a doctor! Just hang on tight! We did see a couple of doctors examining her, where this one dude's like, really? This only happens when she's in sunlight? Well, let's go outside and test this out. And of course, Kuma's like, are you nuts? We did see another lady being like, well, this doesn't seem like Emberless syndrome, so I don't know any of these symptoms, I'm sorry. We did have Kuma talking to Ivankov and Dragon, where he's telling them that he's quitting the Revolutionary Army. And he explains, like, she's got the same illness as Chini. And I'm not sure what to do. I just want to stay by her side during this time. And Dragon looking over, being like, I understand. Go on ahead and live. We'll have doctors all over to look into this sickness. And we'll see what it is. And Kuma's like, thank you so much. Next page. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Bonnie. So, 7 years ago, we have a 5-year-old Bonnie that's just chasing some kids that they're like, the vampire's gonna eat us! Ah, run! But they made it outside the church doors as Bonnie's just flipping them off, being like, and don't you ever come back here again, you shitty kids! Of course, the kids at the door is like, meh, you can't come any further than this, right? And because you're a vampire, you can't go outside, so eat my cross, as the kid's holding up a cross. But Bonnie just kicks them in the head, being like, it's a church, you idiot! We didn't see that she's standing at the door just mocking him like, should I be outside, huh? And the kids are just crying and running away. We did have someone saying, wait, Bonnie! On to the next page. Oh, that's sweet. Anyways, we have Kuma getting over to Bonnie and holding her hand as he's telling her, like, please don't go outside. You make me nervous just for you being at the front door. And Bonnie's like, I'm just joking. You're just a scaredy cat, Daddy. Kuma's telling her, like, well, no more chokes, okay? Fine. I don't want to see you upset anymore. We did see a cute moment of Kuma hugging up Bonnie, being like, you're just a good kid. And Bonnie's like, stop! You're being weird. Later on that day, they're sitting, well, Bonnie is sitting down and she's like, those darn kids. They keep making fun of me because of the stone. Is it weird that I got this sickness, you know? And she's scratching it and stuff. We did see Kuma just appearing out of nowhere, just next to her, being like, "What? That person's Jim?" And it scares the crap out of her. And he's telling her like, maybe they're just jealous of his beauty. And of course, this just makes her day, being like, "Really? Then I love it. Thank you so much." On to the next page. This is a long one. Oh no. Okay, so we see that the two are playing together in Bonnie's room, where she has like a slide, bunk beds, and blocks and everything. And Kuma's asking her like, "So, where do you want to go whenever you're all healed up?" And she's like, "A sky island." Of course, this surprises Kuma, being like, "Wait, there's islands in the sky?" And she's like, "Yep, I read about it in this book here. It's close to the sun, so that way Nika might be there. You'll love it, Daddy." As we see Kuma just dancing to the ba-dum dum dum ba-dum dum dum. He's like, "An adventure in the sky. We'll go there whenever you're 20 years old. But where do you want to go whenever you're 19 again?" And she's dancing along to the beat, being like, "Fishman Island." However, later on that night, we have a doctor that arrived, and he's telling Kuma like, it looks like she developed an incurable disease called sapphire scales. And he starts to explain like, it's an extraordinarily rare disease. Sunlight, moonlight, any kind of natural light, the stone will spread. However, even if you were to conceal it perfectly, it will spread in time. And Kuma's just looking with disbelief. Like, no. On to the next page. There has to be a treatment. There has to be. Alright, she wouldn't be here right now. Oh, Kuma. Anyways, the doctor tells her, like, unfortunately, she's only got about 5 years left. She won't reach the age of 10. And there's no medical treatment for this treatment. Medical treatment for this disease. I'm so sorry. And Kuma was just shocked. It's like 10 years? He walks over to Bonnie's room while he's thinking, there's no way. There really is no treatment? But I raised her to be so happy and healthy. How can this be? However, as soon as he opens the door, Bonnie just scares the crap out of him to the point that he falls back down. Kuma looks up and like, "You're not sleeping?" And she's like, "Nope, I heard you when I'm 10 years old, right?" And Kuma, being confused, asks her like, "What do you mean whenever you're 10 years old?" And Bonnie tells them, "I heard that you said when I'm 10 years old. Hey, You're crying a little bit. Was it about me? What did they say? And Kuma just trying to hold back the tears, being like, 10 years old. Whenever you're 10, your sickness. The doctor says you'll be healed up whenever you're 10 years old. And she's like, when I'm what? It's gonna take that long? Well, you got a little sad there, Daddy. He couldn't tell her. I mean, how could you? How can you tell your own daughter that she's gonna pass away whenever she's 10 years old? I know I couldn't. Next page. Oh, great. Just when things couldn't get more complicated. So, Bonnie starts to celebrate, being like, so whenever I turn 10 years old, I'll be healed? Alrighty! Think of an adventure that we can go on, Daddy! And Kuma's like, what have I done? Of course, he can't lie to her, as we see the outside of the church being like, of course! Whenever you turn 10, your sickness will go away! What do I do? Anyways, 1 year later, and a nightmarish scene has fell upon the Sorbet Kingdom again. As we see the Sorbet just being engulfed in flames. We hear the citizens being like, Kuma! We then see the elderly people opening the door to the church and yelling to Kuma like, Kumachi, help us! Valkyrie came back! It's just like 16 years all over again! He's burning down everything to the country that he's calling a burden! He can't be human! He's burning a lot of people to the ground! As we see Kuma just being shocked, while also being angry at the same time. Anyways, looks like that's the end of the chapter, and it looks like we got a break next week. So, what does this entail? Well, this entails that, one, we don't know. I don't think. Let me collect my thoughts here for a second. This whole time, Bonnie's not actually Kuma's daughter. Probably a probably a celestial dragon, if I have to say. Of course, that's just a guess. Who knows? This also means that Genie is dead, which I am very sad about that, but I knew it was going to happen. This also means that Bonnie is 12 years old. Which that doesn't make sense, because she mentioned about how she saw Vegapunk 20 years ago. Something's going on here. I don't know. Looks like King Beckery is back. He's going to cause a lot of trouble again. So this could lead up to how Kuma's been called the Tyrant. I bet you he gets framed. I bet you he's framed because of King Beckery. And the world government is spinning that. That's what I think it is. Now let's see, what else? Bonnie contracted a virus called the Sapphire Scales. Which, she has to be cured about that at some point. I feel like she needs to be. I could probably say that Dr. Vegapunk had a hand at that. I would most likely say. What else? Now, what does it say about the future? About the next chapter? Like I said, we're probably going to see how Kuma became known as a tyrant. He'll probably take Bonnie to Vegapunk and have her cured. Or, here's a thought. What if Bonnie ends up getting killed in this flashback? And it turns out that the Bonnie that we know is actually a clone of the child Bonnie, who's just kind of aged up a bit. That would be an interesting twist, but I don't know if Oda's going to go that route. I highly doubt that. The reason I doubt that is because we already seen some other clones. But who knows? This is Vegapunk we're talking about. I could be wrong. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it, guys. It's been a pretty good chapter. Now then, I think for next week, since we're on a break, I'll probably play some Minecraft or something. If I feel good, that is. Tell the truth, I was actually supposed to do a stream Monday or something, but I ended up getting sick with allergies. 'Tis the seasons to be changing. But anyways, let me go ahead and close this out real quick. Thank you all for coming on this fantastic reaction stream. I hope y'all had as much fun as I did as we got to learn more about Kuma's backstory and the birth of Bonnie. Please leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that way you're able to see all my previous videos. Also check me out on X, that's where I do my announcements. And on Twitch, that's also where I do more of my streams. And with that, I bid this show adieu. So long. See ya. Bye bye. See you later, alligators. Okay, bye. Alrighty. Now then. What am I going to do for the rest of the night? I know! YouTube!